Hello there. Welcome back to another episode with Aoife Teague, the head of partnerships and accounts at Octane AI. Aoife, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. And I'm excited because you are an expert on how DTC brands, e-commerce brands are using quizzes to grow their sales, grow their leads, capture zero-party data. And today we're going to be talking about how brands use quizzes for acquisition, specifically around their product launches or social media campaigns. You've worked a lot with some of the top names in the e-commerce space.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share your knowledge? What are you seeing? What's working? And how are they doing this?
Yeah. I've definitely worked with a lot of brands. I've been at Octane for nearly 4 years and I joined when we just started launching quizzes. So there's been a lot of quizzes, and I think quizzes are an amazing tool for acquisition because they really help your customer easily find products that they need, which is always nice when you make your customer's life a lot easier. So yeah, I have one brand that I work really closely with, Jones Road Beauty. They're an amazing e-commerce brand and they are a makeup brand as well. So one of their struggles is helping customers figure out their shade online, and because obviously they can't go in, they can't see it against their own skin tone, things like that. So they're really focused on undertones, skin type, things like that. And the issue that they were having was they wanted to replicate their in-store experience online, which is where Octane came into play. So with Jones Road, we have 7 quizzes now with them. And basically, whenever they're launching a product that customers might need help finding a shade, first we build the quiz and then that will go hand in hand with all of their launches. So the quiz will be it'll be added to their navigation bar on their website. So it's very visible, really easy for the customer to find. It's also put on their product pages and it will be used across all of their marketing as well. So their emails, SMS, and they also use quizzes in their TikTok ad strategy. And another thing that they do that I find really cool is when they launch a new product, they have a big Instagram presence. So when they launch a new product, they basically will have a video or a picture of this new product. And most of the comments are, what would my shade be? So really easily, they can send those customers a link to the quiz. They can get their product recommendation. And yeah, they just make their customers' lives very, very easy for a product that's hard to buy online. So they're always a great example that I love to share. And especially because we have so many quizzes with them now, it's just such a big part of their strategy. And yeah, it's so much fun to work with them.
Yeah, and then Cody, the CMO there, has been transparent in terms of the results of that.
They also have a loyalty survey with us, which goes out to all of their loyal customers. So it's not just product quizzes that they use us for. The conversion rate on the quiz was on the Miracle Balm quiz specifically was 20% the last time I checked. So it does really, really well. And it's hard as well because when there's things that people have to choose online that are like an image of a skin tone, sometimes you might not always fully relate to that. So their quiz does exceptionally well with the struggles that an online makeup brand would have. So yeah, we're actually working on a rebuild of the Miracle Balm quiz because they keep expanding the shades. So it's really exciting because we'll get to add in all these new shades and give customers even more options in their quiz result.
So basically 1 in 5 people who take that quiz end up purchasing a Miracle Balm specifically for their skin tone. Do you have an idea of what the benchmark is, what their non-quiz takers might have as a conversion rate?
I don't, unfortunately. It's a number that I would love to know.
I mean, no worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, suffice to say, it's going to be lower than 20%. And then also, I'm not sure if you have this data, but we could assume that on the other side of the purchase, that there might be a lower return rate, which also impacts profit margin because the skin tone is appropriately matched to what they actually have, so that the online shopping experience can replicate what you might do in person when you dab the Miracle Balm on your skin.
Yeah, exactly. And there's with the Miracle Balm, issue that they had where there were returns coming in were that people were choosing a product that wasn't right for their skin type as well, because it's kind of an oily product. So someone with oily skin might need a different type of Miracle Balm than people with other skin types. So we were able to incorporate that question into the quiz and have that reflect in the results as well. So yeah, it definitely helps with the return side of things as well.
A quiz, like you're mentioning, is a fantastic formula if you are having a product launch, you have a following on social media, TikTok, Instagram, X maybe, and then you're sending paid traffic to the quiz to capture the lead, recommend a product, and then therefore you're starting a relationship that you can continue with email or SMS. But for a new brand or brand that doesn't have a quiz but might have an upcoming product launch, what are some of the things, like the step-by-step process, in order to incorporate this success that Jones Road had with their quiz?
Yeah, I think like using our quiz best practices just to keep it very easy for the customer and like make sure that your quiz is performing as best as it can from the get-go. That's the first step. But also just making sure that you're strategic with your quiz placement. If it's for a specific product, definitely adding to that product page is going to be really helpful for your customer, especially for someone who's doing like their product research, reading the description, going through that page. I've just found when it's maybe a shade finder or just a product for, or a quiz for a specific product on the product pages, that is a call to action there is just super, super helpful. So yeah, I think things like that, adding it to any of your email flows that might be related to that specific product or that launch, just places that it makes sense. I think when you can give that call to action to a quiz, it just makes everyone's lives a lot easier.
I've seen that, and Jones Road Beauty is a great example of that. Any other takeaways that we might consider in terms of using a quiz for acquisition?
Not that I can think of. I think we covered everything, to be honest. But yeah, just when it comes to your ad strategy as well, I think thinking about where your quiz in that strategy, we've seen sometimes when people will send their cold traffic directly to a quiz, that might not perform very well because a lot of customers who aren't familiar with your brand, they might not want to commit to taking a quiz. So yeah, changing where you place your quiz and that strategy as well would work really well. With Jones Road, they send their customers first to a landing page that gives them information about Jones Road, and then they take a quiz to find the shade. So I think that's a really smart strategy. But other than that, just like using your quiz on social media whenever you're talking about this new product, in your email flows, on your product pages, like I keep mentioning, that's what we've seen work best.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I should mention that you're testing on the ad side in order to know like what landing page or what traffic you're sending. But also once they land on the quiz, you can test the actual quiz with Octane AI's new feature of A/B testing. So if it's a cold traffic quiz, maybe you're going to shorten the quiz, just ask like some of the most important questions, but capture the email address, because basically you're paying for a cost per lead by sending paid traffic there. As opposed to if it's warm traffic, maybe you can have a more extended quiz where they're familiar with the brand and they're willing to share more information. So that's all to say that you can leverage Octane AI's testing tool to test on the quiz side as well, so you're getting your highest bang for buck.
Yep, exactly.
Well, Aoife, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise. We will continue with this with more brands, more quiz strategies, more ways to increase your revenue and your leads with an Octane AI quiz. Until then, I'll see you soon.